Hey people, Fernando, and welcome to another video of Scam Citizen. Yeah, kind of the topic of the video. Scam Citizen is something you probably heard before, and it's usually people that have heard about the game, not actually played it, that heard some bad things about it. But let's keep it real. It is something that is floating around again, and unfortunately there's something to it. There's something to the Scam Citizen accusation. So, what is it about? Star Citizen is a scam. Depends on what you call a scam. Maybe not in the traditional sense of the word. Maybe not in the legal sense of a scam. Right? A scam is something where you're being lied to and tricked out of your money. And the moment you say it, you start wondering, so is it a scam? Well, you can pay to buy the game, a game package that will include some kind of ship, and then you can play Star Citizen, which is what I'm doing right now. This is the game, right? No one forces you to do it. It's up to you. See if you like it, try it out during Fly Week, the free Fly Week, which is actually right now. You can right now play for free, absolutely for free, without spending a single cent. Yeah, I would actually recommend, if you like the game and want to keep playing it after this week, the Drake Cutter, which is one of these new ships, and more about the new ship drama in a minute. But yes, the Drake Cutter, $45, very decent little ship. That's what I would buy, and it comes with a game package, $45 give or take. You don't have to spend a single cent more, and you can play Star Citizen. And as you play Star Citizen, you can buy a bunch of the ships. Most of the ships are available in game. So in that regard, no, it's not really a scam. Now, a scam by definition is something where you're being deceived, lied to, so as to make money. And if we keep it real, then yes, this is kind of a scam. What's going on here? So let me explain. What is it about Star Citizen that is actually a scam? Well, the idea of you buying ships, thinking that you'll eventually get them, when in reality, that's not the case. It's been several years for many of the ships that have already been sold. People have paid real money, some cases thousands of dollars, and there's no ship in sight. So what they do is they launch a new concept ship, right? We're going to be making this cool big ship that does this and that. Okay, people buy it, and hopefully eventually they will get a ship delivered. Many of the largest, most expensive ships have been, in some cases, almost a decade in development, and there's no end in sight. Recently, there's been even more drama because they have yet again canceled not canceled, but suspended indefinitely the development of the Banu Merchantman, which is like a $600 big ship that was supposed to be right about around the corner. It was almost just right now. You would be getting your Banu Merchantman, and there were sales, and people bought it, and a lot of money was made. Millions of dollars, guys, millions of dollars made because they were just promising that just any minute now you would get your Banu Merchantman. And right now they said, oh, we're not developing it anymore because we have other smaller ships to develop and sell. So it is a vicious circle by which they launch or present a new concept for a new ship. People like it, they go buy it, and then ship never actually becomes a reality. It's never delivered. So for every ship they actually deliver, they have 10 ships each year that are nowhere near in sight. So that is the part that it's truly deceiving and lying to people that believe in this project. And there's a big drama over at Spectrum, the forum, the forum of Star Citizen, and threads are being deleted and locked down and so on. And it's very sad. It's sad to see that it's come down to this. Now, it's sad for us, for those that believe in this, that like the idea of what this game could potentially be, Now, it is definitely not sad for the owner of the company, Chris Roberts, and his family that work in this company are making millions upon millions of dollars. What you realize after a while, and it's been almost like 2 years maybe that I've been playing this game, you realize a few things. The game is beautiful, as you can see. You have beautiful ships like in no other game, but really that's all there is. Just beautiful ships that keep on being sold. So, you have the Caterpillar, you have the Raft. For example, this ship right here, this is the Raft, right? And it was launched and sold. It's more of a smaller, medium ship. The bigger ones, the more expensive ones, yeah, a decade, guys, a decade in development, and there's nothing there, right? So, yeah, you can right now play the game for free. It sucks. Servers are terrible. Everyone is playing for free, and since all of that money hasn't gone into actually, paying for the things that we want, servers are still terrible. They just, crash all the time. It happens especially now during Free Fly Week with so many people playing at the same time. But for example, the Raft, half of the things in this kind of still new ship, they're already not working. This other ship, the Mole, which was the Mole, which is this mining ship, it was recently that, again, it wasn't working. So you bought yourself the Mole, and for the only thing you could possibly use it, damn, wasn't working either. Maybe it's working now, maybe no, you don't know. Everything is broken, and things that are working when the ship are sold, maybe a couple of weeks later, it's already not working. And it's not accidental. You cannot just say, oh, well, it is the way it is, still in alpha. Well, certain things are still in alpha and we get it. But the idea that you're being sold a video game ship, that a couple weeks later, it's either what they call balance, what we call nerf, like they remove. So they sell like a ship with a lot of firepower, super fast, super agile, the best ship ever, right? You buy it, a couple of weeks later, it's balanced. What they do is remove all of that fire that made it, OG. It was the greatest ship ever. It was super powered, right? You bought that, you flew it for a few weeks, and then they balance it into something that is a shadow of its former self. They do this all the time. Most recently with the Ares, Ion, and Inferno, same thing. These were sniper ships. A sniper ship that would just shoot down a capital ship in just a few shots, right? Or something like that. Something along those lines. Well, they nerfed it to the ground, and then they rebalance into yet another mediocre ship that doesn't do much at all. This is time and again. So yes, these things do feel very deceiving. They are a bit of a fraud. You're being deceived into spending money, and there's always the excuse, oh, the game is still not ready. This is just an alpha. Well, it will never cease to be an alpha if they don't actually finish any of the game at all. Now, they're very good at marketing. They're great at marketing, actually. They promise this and that, and you'll see wonderful things eventually someday. It is still the same thing. All year long, there was zero actual tangible progress. Nothing. All year long. In a game that has half a billion dollars, $500 million, they've accumulated from funders, from people, from backers, people that believe in this project, that love the idea of what this game could one day be. And of course, they all love the freaking ships. We all do. These things are beautiful. You walk inside. They have interiors. I've been playing a lot of No Man's Sky recently, which is a great game, by the way. It's actually a better game than this one. Let's be honest. I mean, I love Star Citizen. The entire channel revolves around the content from Star Citizen. But let's be honest. No Man's Sky, better game. You have a true universe where it blew my mind. I have to do more content regarding No Man's Sky. It's definitely worth your time. Beautiful planets. It's randomly, it's generated, by it's computer generated textures and planets and all of this. But it somehow works. It works great. You have a lot of variety and animals and vegetation and role play and base building. It is phenomenal. No Man's Sky is phenomenal. It has everything that you don't have here. You have base building in different planets. You can build numerous settlement. You can run your own settlement. You can have your capital ship and modify on the inside. So yeah, such games do exist, and they've been making more progress in a game that has already been launched and is already available, right? You don't have to spend a single cent more. You buy No Man's Sky, you keep on playing it, and they keep on making more progress than you have in this theoretical alpha game, which is Star Citizen. So, my advice, do the following. Is it worth it? Yes, it is worth. Star Citizen is worth spending your $45 into a Drake Cutter. Don't spend a single cent more. Please, don't do the mistake that so many people did, which is giving them more money so as to reward a very nasty habit, a very deceiving mechanism of marketing something that is never delivered. The more money they get from selling concept ships and things that are not even developed, the more money they get from that, the more this becomes a spaceship, video game spaceship ATM for them. They say they're working on Squadron 42. They're not working on Squadron 42. They're not working on Star Citizen. They are barely working at all. All they're buying is buildings, which is very shady and very suspicious. All they're doing is capitalizing on themselves, but the game is always on a skeleton crew all the time. And what I see is that that's not changing. All year long, there's been no progress, guys. That's the only truth. The only truth is that there's been no progress. Nothing all year. How can you justify that? What excuse do you have for that? Squadron 42, a game that's been 10 years in theoretical development, and there's nothing being shown for it. Pyro, which probably not even next year we'll ever see, and when we'll see it, it's just gonna be a bunch of little planets with a couple settlements and nothing, nothing else. There's no creatures, there's no role playing, there's no development of character, there's no base building, there's really nothing. I mean, what we have is beautiful, the ships are fantastic, and yeah, you can go and shoot up a bunch of hostiles and maybe do a little bit of mining, but there's no point in any of it. I think it's still worth checking out. You have to take it with a huge grain of salt. Don't get angry, see it for what it is. It is a great business for the people that own it. For Chris Roberts, it's definitely a multi-million dollar gig for them. But the progress is simply not there. We will not see this game ever completed, ever. At this rate, they cannot even finish the ships in 10 years. You have to be insane to think you'll ever see this game completed at this rate. It's not a matter of money. They have all the money they could possibly have. There's simply no interest in spending that money in developing either Squadron 42, which is a excuse, it's a front, and there's no interest in finishing Star Citizen PU either. We just see less than minimal progress and a bucket loads of money each year in these conventions where they make millions. Folks, that's simply the way it is. You can like it or not, but those are the facts. That's really what we see here. I'll just rest for a while, get back to it. Take care.